how will 5G benefit customers? That was your final question, and I thought it was very thought-provoking.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on that topic?
Yeah, so number one, I don't think that we can really predict yet what the future will really hold. If you look at the history of the internet, for example, right, I don't think in the 1990s, even Tim Berners-Lee, the inventor of the internet, basically could have imagined what, an impact social networks are going to have, on society 20 years later. And I think similar things will happen with 5G. But I think there are some use cases that we can already imagine, sensors everywhere. So IoT everywhere is clearly one. Autonomous vehicles will need constant updates on traffic situations and what the other cars around the car are doing, and so on and so forth. And so that's clearly another application. But also from the entertainment standpoint, I think really what I said during the panel, where we need to provide access to compute resources, always on, always accessible, all the time. Because for a content creator today, especially for immersive applications like virtual reality, augmented reality, the compute power that people actually have available in their homes, for a lot of people, this is the most powerful device that they have. Is just not sufficient to be able to deliver these rich experiences. And so if you have this combination of 5G and very close to the edge compute resource that people can rent by the hour or by the minute, I think that will enable a lot of these new entertainment experiences and who knows what's going to happen, what we're going to do with people. And it's not just pure entertainment in terms of fictional storytelling, but it's also just transporting people to something else. Give them an experience that they couldn't have otherwise. So, for example, what does it feel like to float in space or be, 2 miles underwater? Or, what does it look like to be, in St. Peter's Square in Rome, for example, and you don't have the money to afford the ticket? Okay, you spend $2 on this travel VR experience. And so those are the types of things I think going to happen in the future.
Well, and you bring a lot of credibility to this as a CTO of a major studio, but also you're doing some pretty cutting edge things at the current company. Maybe you can talk to that a little bit.
Yeah. So by the way, I have the distinction of being the first and the last CTO that 20th Century Fox ever had. But so I now work for a company called Live Planet, and what we're doing there basically is we want to be the Airbnb of 5G. So we believe there's a lot of resources that need to be deployed for 5G to really work. A very, very dense network of radio access points, but also a very dense network of compute nodes, as we talked about. And we have we've developed a blockchain-based system that incentivizes people to install those on their own dime, basically, and then get paid as these resources are being used. So it's very similar to somebody renting out their apartment and making an extra buck there. We let people rent out compute resources and radio access and get paid for that by the gigabyte delivered or by a certain amount of compute cycles being run. So,
and these people would be consumers or businesses?
Hopefully both. I mean, the sky is the limit for us. We think in the beginning it's probably a lot of office buildings because indoor for 5G is a huge issue, but also retail locations, shopping malls, Starbucks, coffee shops, for example, stadiums, sporting venues in general. So Staples right here would be a great venue for this. But also just enterprise applications, even on the factory floor. Build a private network, but also with a public access component to it. So there's a lot of different applications that we can think of. But even we can even imagine a consumer product where people do this for their neighborhood, basically.
It becomes kind of the distributed data center.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Hanno, thank you very much.
Good to meet you. Thank you.